soil health to me as a landowner is long-term viability of our farm. As I said, our farm and land is everything to our family and everything to me. And so anything that improves and solidifies and adds resiliency to that ground so that it can continue to produce and be viable as something that supports families in the area, that is what we want to be incorporating. That's where we want to go.
Conservation practices, they are less prevalent on leased acres, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's a pretty complex problem. There's sometimes a lack of communication about conservation goals between landowners and tenants. That's especially true in the case of absentee landowners. And there's also a lack of stability in the leasing relationship. So if there is not a written lease, or if there's just a year-to-year lease, tenants really don't have the security and or the motivation to invest in conservation practices on those leased acres.
It's hard to make the investment of cover crops and no-till because you don't always see instant returns from it.
Right.
So if you have land you own, you're willing to invest in the soil a little bit more. And this is the fields where I started no-tilling in 1982. This organic matter has tripled, and you can't find a ditch here. And then, by the way, there's no terraces here either on this drive. So done fairly well, and it's been very aggressively cover cropped and no-tilled, of course, and this is the result. And not only did I not lose soil, I did not contribute to any problems downstream.
As a landowner, we really want to emphasize that the ground that is being cultivated and the land adjacent are all increasing in value because we are not having to maintain roadways as often due to washouts. We're not having to recoat basements because of seepage issues. So there are definite value-added aspects that are associated with soil health and cover crops and no-till type of strategies that benefit the farm as a whole.
Really, the best place to start is just a conversation between the landowner and the farmer about, are there issues on this property that you think could be addressed with conservation practices? A good leasing arrangement should be based on open communication, and especially if they're absentee or unfamiliar with farming, if I give this farmer a 5 to 10 year lease period, they're going to be much more invested, and ultimately that's going to improve the value of my property.